Hey, members and patrons, just wanted to record this little behind the scenes video before the end of March. I was about to say April, getting a little ahead of myself. I was debating as to whether or not to record this and release it in early May because I do have another special little tidbit, or not tidbit, exclusive video for $5 patrons and members and above. But I figure, I like these little chats that we have of sorts, at the end of every month. It's like a little, well, it's become a tradition, and I used to do vlogs on my main channel, and I stopped doing that a long time ago because that's just not the content that I do anymore. But I like being able to do this. So I didn't want to get that schedule off kilter. But yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys have had a good March. We've had a pretty dang successful month here at Orange River, all things considered. I gained a significant number of subscribers. I crossed the 60,000 threshold. Now, the timing of this is funny because literally the other day my revenue started precipitously declining, and I'm hoping that we're not about to enter another dry period. Hopefully, if we do, it's rather short lived. I know that you guys may not have any way to tell that something like that has happened unless you're watching my numbers like super closely. But it's one of those random YouTube spikes. The algorithm, it goes up and it goes down. I'm used to it. I guess what I want to do, and I'll knock on wood in case it doesn't happen, but I would like to get to 100K before the end of the year. I do think it is possible, but it's probably going to be pushing it a little bit, and it's not one of those things that you can really plan for because it will happen when it happens. But when it does happen, I'm going to be super happy. But yeah, I've just been focusing on the content lately. I've gotten a lot of rough cuts done, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I do want to kind of go over the performance of this month's videos. We talked, I guess, about all three of my February uploads in February. It's such a hard word to say, but we'll go ahead and run through what happened this month and how I feel about it, and kind of get you guys a little bit more intimate feedback, perhaps. Then I'll talk about what's happening in April, which is going to be, oh my God, I'm so excited for April. I don't care that my revenue is declining at the moment because I know that I'm going to have some really good hits coming out in April. Not to jinx myself or anything, but yeah, so basically we started off the month, I guess it was March 3rd. It was a combo day, so we had a live stream and a video release. So that was the Friday, March 3rd. That's the day that Phobia and I streamed Mario Kart, the new tracks, the new DLC tracks, the ones that have come out so far anyway. And we segued into one of the new Mario Party games, and that was fun. We had some technical issues, if you recall, and by the way, thank you guys who made it out to that and showed up and gave us some super chats and some support and everything. If you haven't watched it, the playback is in my streams playlist. But we had some technical issues, but it was still a lot of fun, and I'm glad we did it. He had fun. It was. Mario stuff on a sci-fi channel is always like, kind of not going to perform that well, but it was a good Switch stream. It was the first Switch stream that I'd done. I think not ever with the new computer, my new computer that I got that I built last year. Thanks to you guys, thanks to people, top contributors like Tyler King, Lester Lewis, Kevin Johnson, and so many more. I was able to, I've been able to do a lot of really cool stuff, a lot faster. My editing process or pipeline has gotten faster. I've talked about this before. Let's see. And then, okay, so yeah, the same day I released Kirk's Trek in TOS Season 1, mapping Kirk's Trek, mapping the route of the USS Enterprise. This is a video series that I have wanted to do for a very long time, and I am so glad that I've finally gotten to do it. It's been one of the most back-breaking, back-aching, you know, I mean, kind of difficult edits, frankly, on my channel. Not as bad as The Expanse, the hour-long video on The Expanse, but it was it was tricky, and I had to go back and like take screenshots, like redo like half the video, because I made a mistake early on, and that sucked. But yeah, a lot of hours spent on that, but it's done really well. I'm really happy about that. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it. I've gotten some feedback about ways that it can be improved, and I am listening to it. I might not implement all of those suggestions right off the bat, but in the future, rest assured that like I want these videos to be as enjoyable as they possibly can be. So yeah, there will be some modifications made to the way that the maps are drawn in the future, if that makes sense. Again, I'll talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. But yeah, 97,000 views, not bad. In like 3 weeks. Then we had Reapers. That was a really nice video to see blow up. It's got 69,000 views at the moment. And by the way, I'm the view counts, on some of these may seem kind of arbitrary, but and I don't want to get like too bogged down and like, well, this video is kind of a disappointment to me because it didn't hit this threshold. But I'm just happy that Mass Effect content is starting to get a little bit more love on my channel. I'm nearing the end of what I have to say about that universe for now, at least until the new game comes out. But it is nice to see it being appreciated. So I'm glad that you guys enjoyed that. That was I think that was one of my best alien species videos that I've made, and I was really happy with how it turned out. Then we had the week after that we had TNG season 3 review. It's kind of plateaued at just under 50,000 views, but in my book, as long as it eventually gets to 100, I'm happy. Because that's where seasons 1 and 2 are sitting, is between 100 and 150,000 views. So this video is 8 days old from where I'm sitting right now, so clearly it's got a ways to go. But yeah, you guys seem to enjoy it. I did get also some feedback on that. I kind of changed up the formula a little bit. Instead of exhaustively, and I do mean exhaustively, talking about every single episode in season 3, I did mention every episode by name at least once, but I more so kind of focused on the broader overall, themes, story arcs, character arcs, etc., the production design of the season, that kind of thing, in a general sense. And so that did result in a shorter video. Main reason for that is because, as I said, I shot it in combination with my thoughts on season 4, and I decided to split that video in half. There were some people who miss the episode by episode format, but you guys got to understand that, like, something like that takes longer to make. So like, I made this video the way that I wanted to make it. I did. And I think it turned out fine. Maybe come season 5, I'll go back to covering every episode in more detail. We'll see. It just depends on, there's just some episodes that I didn't have very much to say anything about. Like, I didn't really have a lot to say about Allegiance or what's the season 3 Q episode. Like, they're all good, because it's TNG. But I just, and stuff like the Vengeance Factor, Matter of Perspective, I just didn't have anything really to say about them. Some of them were better than others, but like, I'm not. My goal is not necessarily to review the seasons, but to do what I said, which is like a lore analysis and cataloging additions to the lore, and talking about the evolution of uh, the writing, really. So kind of a review, but not in whole. Um, and then yesterday, from when I'm recording this, I released how I make a video, how I make an Orange River video, a little behind the scenes look at my process. And this might not age well. We'll just have to see. But man, I'm kind of disappointed with the performance of that video. Again, I kind of hate to get on here and complain about that kind of stuff to you guys, because a lot of it is the algorithm. It's not, not the fault of my audience necessarily. So I kind of hate to get on here and complain about that stuff so much, but I did put a lot of work into that, and if you haven't watched it yet, I do encourage you to watch it. It's just, I don't know. I guess it's just not as appealing for some reason to a lot of people. I don't know why. Uh, I don't know. Is it too much of a breaking the fourth wall kind of thing? I don't know. But anyway, I do like how it turned out, and gotten a lot of excellent feedback. Excellent, as in, people liked it. The people who watched it liked it. So I do appreciate that. And again, like I said, not trying to, you know, make this like a negative thing. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it pans out. But I do want to talk about next month's content. So I hope you guys are excited for this. And by the way, as I'm releasing this video, which again probably, I'm thinking in my head, like it probably will be Sunday afternoon, the 26th of March. I have some really kick-ass videos, I think, planned for April, and some other awesome content. So yeah, okay, that's what I was going to say. As I'm releasing this, $2 patrons and above, so that includes all of you guys, will see a lot of the thumbnails that I have made for my next several videos. So here's the thing about April. So I have multiple sponsorships lined up for April and possibly May. And the thing about that is the thing that about working with sponsors is my least favorite part of working with sponsors is the how it messes up my normal schedule. So I wasn't going to release as many videos as I'm probably going to release in April, but I mean, it's not going to be an excessive amount, but just there's certain deadlines that I have. There's certain videos that I have agreed to have sponsored by well, I won't tell you guys who just yet. You can see for yourself. And like, again, it's a sponsorship, we all know how these work on YouTube. It's a necessary part of the YouTube ecosystem. But there's certain videos that I've agreed to have sponsored, and they have to come out by certain dates. And the reason that I chose those videos is because I think they have the best opportunity to perform well and get a lot of views and get those sponsors to come back and work with me again, which is always the goal. So yeah, the schedule is going to be kind of funky because I'm trying to space things out a little bit so that I don't like use up my stock of rough cuts. And I'll talk a little bit more about my rationale behind that in a sec. so yeah, just keep your eyes peeled. But in terms of like the actual videos themselves, the topics, not all of these are going to be sponsored, but I've teased an April Fool's video, and so you guys are probably expecting one of those. Uh, just it'll be interesting to see the response. I have no idea how it's going to perform. I have no idea, no clue whatsoever. I don't. It like an almost a throwaway April Fool's video. Like, is it gonna bomb or is it gonna become one of my most popular videos of all time? I don't know. I have no idea. No idea. So that'll be interesting. I hope it doesn't bomb too badly, because I did put some effort into it. It's an April Fool's video. Come on. And so you guys will see that. But also, I have holodecks and Prime Directive. Those are two of the videos that I plan on releasing in April. So holodecks is going to be a standard future tech video. I know a lot of you guys really enjoy that. That's one of my more popular formats. And this one was kind of exhausting to make, but I think it turned out really well. I really, really like how it turned out. I'm super proud of it. Sabraxis helped with the script on it, of course. Basically, basically wrote a whole like second draft version of it with some really great tidbits that he threw in there that made it into the video. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. Prime Directive is a topic that I wanted to cover for a while. It's going to be kind of a response video to Trexpertise that just released a video on the Prime Directive a while back. But that's not the main, that's not the main like thesis of the video. There are some other rough cuts that I have, or I say rough cuts. I'm acting like they're completed videos. They're not, not entirely. I'm kind of in a pickle because, and it's kind of risky to talk about this publicly, but like, and I hope you guys understand. I think you guys would understand, but I'm trying to do something, and it's something I haven't talked with a lot of people about, but I'm trying to like build up a backlog of rough cuts, because I'm like, knocking out like 2 videos a week, but I'm not releasing them that fast for a couple reasons that I'll talk about in a second. So I'm trying to get a little bit ahead so I have more time to sit down and watch Babylon 5, play Cyberpunk, sit down and I don't know, relearn Blender animation software for future videos if that becomes relevant again for me. Just stuff that I want to do outside of YouTube, or well, a lot of it is YouTube related, but also stuff I do want to do outside of YouTube. There's one other project that I've teased, and I would like to have something about this, something related to this out sometime in 2024 maybe, but that's super tentative. A non-YouTube project that I'm gonna do for patrons and members. I need time to do all this stuff other than just like sit down and edit. The write, shoot, edit cycle is so repetitive, and I need to break the monotony a little bit. But yeah, I mentioned Babylon 5, Cyberpunk. Like I want to sit down and actually do these things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard, because they will take a long time. And so that's why I'm getting like a backlog of rough cuts, but I'm not releasing them all at once because, first off, diminishing returns. So all my research has indicated that, if you like, unless you're somebody who does like news and political commentary, and you have to upload daily to stay relevant, like uploading more than once a week kind of has diminishing returns in the algorithm, especially for the stuff that I do. But also, if I released everything that I have done all at once, I would run into a problem where I don't have enough content down the road. So that's why I've stuck with the weekly schedule. It's a good routine for you guys to kind of be used to, every Friday, not every Friday, but, most Fridays I'll have something happening on the channel. April's going to be tricky because of sponsors, but I hope you guys understand my reasoning behind that. But yeah, I want to have time to do other things, but a lot of it is YouTube related, so it's still related to my work. I just have to make time for that. So yeah, I've been super busy, and I'm going to stay super busy. So that's why I'm hoping that I can maybe reverse my dipping revenue fortunes. Um, but that brings me to what I was going to say earlier, which is that in April, I don't know what my last video is going to be in April. Um, I, I've shot TNG season 4 and partially edited it, but it is not done. Um, I just posted Kirk's Trek Part 2 for commanding officers on Patreon and YouTube memberships. So I don't know which one of those I'm going to release first. I have most of a rough cut for Shellyak, and I'm trying to think what else. I think that may be it in terms of like videos that are anywhere near complete. And then I have some one other video, or no, two other videos that I've shot, but I have not finished editing yet. One of them I haven't even started editing at all. And then I have a video, or I have several scripts, several scripts. But I've tried to get ahead on that as well so that I can, I don't have to like crunch on the weekends, in like during the summer when I'm trying to do other stuff. So, you know, release schedule may get a little tricky, starting in April, but I'll try and keep you guys posted. But I will have released thumbnails for $2 patrons / members and above, so you guys can see what I'm working on. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything. But I don't know what I'm going to release at the end of April, because I'm talking with this one sponsor, and they are being kind of waffly on like, the dates for when they want this sponsored video to come out. They gave me like a very vague range, and that's just, you might say, why did you agree to it? Well, we could talk about that another time. I agreed to it because this is my job, and I have to take that kind of stuff into consideration. But yeah, super stressful. The scheduling aspect of this job is super stressful. Every upload that I have is like, I don't know how it's going to do, but I do appreciate the support that you guys give to me. And just by watching, like, you're making a difference. And hopefully this hasn't been too much of a ramble. I do have one more announcement. So tomorrow, from when I'm most likely uploading this, so on Monday, the 27th, I'm going to live stream. I'm going to stream, do a Q&A, and we're going to talk a little bit more detail about some of the feedback that I got on this month's videos, and just do general Q&A. And then I'd like to maybe do a live stream on First Contact Day, April 5th. Having two live streams that close together, it's not something I've done in a while, not since like November or October. But I think that would be fun. That's super tentative, so take that with a grain of salt, but also keep your eyes peeled in case it does happen. But yeah, that's all the bullshit that I've had to deal with lately, and really and truly, these sponsors, man, these sponsors are just driving me nuts. But I like the part where they pay me money. God, I sound so cynical. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But this is, like I said, it's something I have to do. It's something that I have to do to stay afloat, really, and grow my business, as it were. I'm trying to grow the channel, and these sponsorships are a major influence on my schedule. Like, you know, they really are. So anyway, like I said, I hope that wasn't too rambly. This is probably my longest update in a long time. But yeah, thank you all so much for everything you do. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you, I guess, tomorrow. Peace.